Stove Jesus loves me. Stove Jesus loves me. Stove Jesus loves me. 'Cause my daddy told me so.
I really got it from the mud, yeah. All praises to the plug, yeah. There are millions of niggas like you, but me, I'm a one-on-one, yeah. There are millions of niggas like you, but me, I'm the one. There are millions stuffed in the suitcase. Press the button, watch the roof raise. My whole crew pay. There are millions of niggas like you, but me, I'm the one. I know some niggas wish that they had listened to me. If these walls could talk, I swear they tell you kitchen stories. If this pocket sang, I swear it'd be the Commodores. It's a brick house, I flew the birds right in my mama door. You can ask her. I told you how they wrote my story, I ain't skipped a chapter. I hit it clockwise and then I whip it backwards. Bitch, they just hung my apron in the rafters. My dog shoot like Master P for the Raptors. Ghostface killer, now you Casper. They try to make your boy believe he was a legend. Tell him I just turned a 666 to 7. Bitch, I just turned my plug into a reverend. That's how we turned a 36 to heaven. Had me stressed, it wasn't locked and it started to dance. Tony Stark with the pan. It's all in the wrist, a fork in the hand. We ballin' again. Paint splashes on my gallery carpenter pants. I really got it from the mud, yeah. All praises to the plug, yeah. There are millions of niggas like you, but me, I'm a one-on-one, yeah. There are millions of niggas like you, but me, I'm the one. There are millions stuffed in the suitcase. Press the button, watch the roof raise. My whole crew pay. There are millions of niggas like you, but me, I'm the one.
Let's go.
Hola, Stovito. That's what they saying when I roll up. That's what they saying when I roll up. And I built this shit off whipping Yola. Smell like we just painted the whole kitchen. That's that brick aroma. Say my name, say my name. Till I up it out the rover. I bet that boy drop back like Warren Moon in Minnesota. My daughter just did Disney in the make. I built this boat with patience, bitch, I swear it never sink. The big Cuban with the diamonds in the link. Feds kick the door and niggas turn to Raphael Sadiq. This shit don't impress, real niggas came from that life. I really had to drop it in, make sure that it come back right. I really had to cover the smell, make sure it's rap right. You know these niggas wasn't that before rap, right?
Up three.
Right? Right? You know they don't get no bitches off of YouTube. Right? Right 5.0. Let's go.
Guess who's Bizak? Still smell the blow in my clothes. Guess who's Bizak? Still smell the blow. Stand my face on a brick, make a nigga feel holy. Wrist deep in the pot, water splash on the rollie. Cartier lenses, overworked digits. Carl Winslow, heavy copyright, dirty Benzes. I went Dennis Rodman in the kitchen, had to stretch to get it. Poppy threw it down court, I was cherry picking. The denim Christian, nails in my wrist. Stole Jesus on the cross, screaming my pen ridiculous. 36 and sit in the door, legs crossed like the Indian. I used to water whip from sunrise to like 10 p.m. The shit I'm driving wasn't made by GM. I wake up to 750 DMs. I heard the feds ask about me. I ain't scared shit, I got niggas that's dead asking about me. From a zip to a whole brick, don't trip. spoke with the coke whip. Real hustling niggas, they just don't quit. Money on your head, get you smoke quick. Elon Musk, I'll send you up there in your own ship. Prepare to tomb if I gotta send the goons. It's gonna be candles and balloons. It's gonna be all over the news. I told the plug, let's make a move. He said, I got it by the jewels. Shit, I just need girl. Like I'm Diddy, like I'm Loon.
Up three.
I have a master with the pole, clapping out the rolls. Remember we was trapping in the snow? They couldn't see the vision back when we was broke. Yeah, shit was dark then like Michael Jackson with the flow. They acting like these niggas dope, and they ain't even dope. Why that boy say he woke, always talking cold. Triple vision, I had 3 eyes on the stove. 3 burners going at the same time. Now we ride rape, stars on the ceiling. Eyes on the millions, long way from dope dealing. Dropped it in, it died on its own, started disappearing. Boy, that white was funnier than Robin Williams. Stop. Guess who's Bizak? Still smell the blow in my clothes. Guess who's Bizak? Still smell the blow. Stand my face on a brick, make a nigga feel holy. Wrist deep in the pot, water splash on the rolling. Big Stone. Up 3.
Let's get to our disclaimer. Let's get to our station identification real quick. Thank you for rocking with the PTP Perfect Timing Podcast. My name is Perfect, the professional YouTuber, content creator, curator, founder. Today's podcast is just that, a podcast created by a professional meant for entertainment purposes and comedic relief. Nothing here and said today is meant to be bullying, maligning, insulting in any way. It's meant for purely entertainment and comedic purposes as a podcast only and protected by the statute that you see on your screen right now, fair use. Thank you to everybody tuning in and watching in the replay, and have a good show. Gotta get that out the way, get that out the way. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now. All right, party people. So today we got a couple good topics, and I'm excited, man. It's a beautiful day, man. Some of that good libation going, man. I'm excited today, man. It's a beautiful day, man. Man, I seen I wanted to look it up. I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to look it up. I feel like today I'm gonna have my wife. I'm gonna look it up later because I got a couple topics I'm gonna go over. But if we got time, sometime depends how the spirit moves us. I seen a beautiful monarch butterfly as I walked today, and then I seen a lot of, and I'm excited too, a lot of bees and hornets and wasps, and normally it's like, okay, the bees is out, the wasp is out, the hornets is out, and it's like not a good thing if you don't, black people don't like bees, but I got a garden, right? So I need the bees. I'm excited about the bees, right? And so I see the bees, and then I see the monarch butterfly we got here in Northern California. I'm excited about the bees. I'm excited about the birds and the bees. If you understand how, a lot of these songs we have kids, it's a damn shame what Disney has come to be, because a lot of us, some of your first and your most fundamental lessons about a lot of things in life come through, like, you don't remember it, but via animation, cartoon, when you first learn about photosynthesis and things like that. So if you watch the B movie, that's another Disney movie, right? So you got the B movie, and some of you like think about the math. Think about your first entrance to math and the basis for science and what math and science is all about, right? And that Donald Duck and the mathematic land, and some kids, it's a generation gap where a lot of kids haven't even seen Donald Duck in mathematic land, right? But a lot of you, your invitation, your entrance into mathematics, if you love mathematics and then you went on to love science and and you're able to comprehend a lot of the concepts that I bring forth, you know this movie, right? And the same thing, like when I start to talk about the excitement I have when I see the monarch butterfly, and I understand it's the reason why it's the California butterfly, California poppy, and what that means to the cycle of life and growth when you learn about the bee movie and why bees are important, and when you learn about different things, like these are all the things that I kind of was like, a lot of people who think on this wavelength was concerned about during the time of quarantine, or I don't even know if we're able to say things like that because I don't, but nope. We're not gonna worry about that. But these are a lot of things I was worried about, because even then I had a farm, right? So even then I had a farm and I was farming, and even then I had a farm and I was farming, so I understood. And then from a child, like I was talking about from Disney. So the whole thing about the bee movie was trying to explain to people about why it's important that bees may be, an endangered species, is because you need bees to pollinate the flowers in order for to get the fruit and everything like that. So I was a vegan. My eldest child right now don't even eat meat because of my diet, because of my farm, because of my lifestyle and this understanding. And so when I see the bees, I'm thinking on a different wavelength. You know what I'm saying? I'm watering my plants. I'm talking to my plants at the same time. I'm tending, like I told you yesterday, the complexities of fatherhood and being an actual leader in your family and your community. Like my brother Rael, when he talk about his elder who was that leader in the community, a lot of times that leader in the community is also the purveyor of a farm or a garden where he could feed a multitude of people. Because just like the godfather of tennis, when he built that tennis court in the backyard, and he understood what that meant to inner city kids and how it could propel them in society, and not only them, but his entire people as a whole. We're going to get into that today as we talk about Jalen and his moves he busted, right? But that elder in that time, that grandfather, you know what I'm saying, and our patriarchy who built the church, who had the biggest house on the block, also would have a farm and a livestock and ability to feed people. You know what I'm saying? So that understanding, that knowledge also, which has also grown me, not only grown me personally, but grown me in the eyes of my wife and my children. Being able to take something from seed, planting in dirt, it brings you closer to God and spirituality. You really understand why people say we the God of the earth, and our DNA and our biology is akin to the most like God. Because when people come to my gardens, right, and see the ability that I have just innately to grow food, people are always amazed. I'm not amazed because I think about my grandmother, rest in peace, and my grandmother always had a garden, had chickens, had eggs. I took it for granted. It was just something fun we did in the backyard. We would run around and play, and she would pick green beans, and she would cook the green beans in the morning. She would tell us to go get eggs. It was just part of our life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this was our culture. It wasn't a big deal. So now that when that time came about, and I was worried about how I would be able to feed my family, because they were scaring everybody about the ability to feed your family, I took half of my yard, and it was huge, and I just flipped over the dirt. I showed everybody. You can go on Instagram right now and look at Perfect Timing Podcast on Instagram, see how I flipped over the dirt, created a huge garden for my family. So I felt like I wasn't going to be without food, and I took this huge undertaking, and my wife supported me, and we grew the garden, and God blessed me. We prayed over it, and it was very successful. We had a bountiful harvest. We were able to share food with our neighbors. So when you talk about this leader in the neighborhood, and you talk about being a father and the complexities and how it grows the intelligence of a man in the different levels beyond being a monk, and how you grow, because there's different areas of this conversation that we got to have. We got to understand that all these different pieces are needed, and these complex, intelligent individuals are needed, or else the human species dies off. Everybody can't be a monk. I don't know if you understand that. So some people have to rise to the level of this level of intelligence. Some people have to rise to this level of complexity, right? And be able to master these things, right? To be able to master families, community, politics, players that we talking about today. You gotta have these people, man. Now, we gotta have this talk. You know what I'm saying? If some people want to be monks, I get it, right? If some people are throwing in their hand and saying, "I did it once, I'm not gonna do it again," right? You know what I'm saying? What you're saying to me is, perfect. You got to grow all the food. That's what you're saying to me by you saying I'm gonna be a monk and I don't believe in love and I don't believe in marriage and I don't believe in family. I don't believe in politics. That's family is politics. If you're watching Yellowstone, if you're watching Gemstone, if you're watching Suits, if you're watching anything. But most of you Barbie girls, maybe you don't watch TV. Whatever books you read, if you read the Bible, if you're reading literature, fiction, nonfiction, then you understand the type of shit I'm talking about. Or maybe you fucking don't. Maybe you fucking don't. And that's the problem. But today I seen the monarch butterflies, the bees, and I was very excited because I've been nurturing and praying for a bountiful harvest. And I got flowers that need to be pollinated. So it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing. Beautiful day. Very blessed. Let's see a couple people in the chat. Deborah in the chat, Kenzie and Red in the chat. What's up to the family in the building, man? So I got a couple different topics to talk about today. Good show. We're gonna have a good show. And I'm excited. I got me a acacia bowl, acai bowl in the freezer, chilling. I mean, literally chilling. I mean, literally chilling. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm excited to get to that acai bowl. So let's see how much attention, you know what I'm saying, the Leo get fed today. You know what I'm saying? Do my job real quick and go get to that acai bowl. Get to that acai. Is it acai or a queso bowl? Y'all let me know. Do you say acai or a queso? We should do the poll. We should do the poll on acai or a queso bowl. That should be the poll. The acai poll. Maybe that should be something we do. The acai or a queso poll. But the first thing we're gonna get into, I was doing my research today and I seen another brother and he was doing the story on shout out to that brother. He was doing the story on because I'm not I did the MMS show, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of what we be talking about, man, centers around money, music, and sports. And it's unfortunate, but that's the mind state of where we are in 2023. So that's why I created that platform, the MMS show. So the brother was talking about a young brother and the contract that he got of 300 some million dollars. So I want to talk about that. Let's share the show. How about that stove got cooked intro? For me, I'm a one-on-one. For me, I'm a one-on-one. How about that stove got cooked intro, man? So yeah, man, I'm gonna share the show. Everybody at home, thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for coming in, watching. Make sure you share the show and have a good time. We're going to get into the first topic. I'm going to share the show before we get into the first topic. About the young brother. And y'all be, you know, what, I don't know. I was thinking, what should the poll be? We need a poll. Do y'all believe for the first topic for Jalen, after I share this, we're going to get a poll going. Do y'all think, what's the poll going to be, do you think he deserved the money? Something like that, right? Mm-hmm. Y'all know how much he got. He got a little bit of money. And I was doing some research. I don't know how much research everybody was doing, but I wanted to do some research on the comparatives on other sports and other players. I believe NBA is the number one. NBA is the number one sport right now. And everybody making a lot of noise now. But we did a show last year on Deshaun Watson and his guaranteed contract of over 250 million. I think it was like 260, 275. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the chat what that was. I remember when we did that because he had all that controversy, but he beat the case. Shout out to Deshaun Watson. Went on to, I'm gonna be looking for him because I got me a Cleveland Brown jersey in the closet. So I believe he got the money from the Browns. He left Texas. He was in Texas, so he left Texas and he went to Cleveland and he got the money. So I'm gonna be looking forward to him doing well. I don't know if he got hurt or not, but anyway, I'm gonna be looking forward to him doing well. So he got that guaranteed money. This young brother got his money over 3 years. So I don't know how guaranteed that is, but that's pretty damn good when you hear about it. So let me make sure we get this out there. Y'all do the same, man. All right. So we're gonna start with the conversation with this young brother and how much money he got paid and what he planned to do with the money. And I think that's I thought the other brother I seen talking about it, I think it's a relevant topic for the space, right? So let's take a look at that right there. I can't see shit, y'all. Here we go. Fair use.
This week. The 26-year-old Boston Celtics player signed the biggest contract in NBA history yesterday, almost $304 million over 5 years. Jalen is also very well known for his work off the court. He's led anti-discrimination protests, spoken about the importance of education and technology at MIT, Harvard, and Berkeley. In 2019, he founded the Juice Foundation, which gives young people access to education resources they may not have had otherwise. And Jalen Brown joins us now from Boston. Jalen, good morning. Congratulations to you. I want to start with where you started yesterday in signing your deal. You right away said the first thing you thought of when you signed this record-setting contract was giving back to the community. Why is that so important to you to make sure that you are giving back?
Well, I think that being an athlete, you have a lot of influence in your community, and if you use it responsibly, I think you can make the world a better place.
I know that's something that your mother has instilled in you from just reading. Your mom said no matter how well you play the game, basketball is what you do. It's not who you are. Who you are is measured by the mark you leave on the world. What is the mark that you want to leave there in Boston?
Just that work needs to be done. I think society needs to continue to be improved. I think communities need people to represent them. They feel excluded. Me being from those communities, just because I escaped the barriers that allowed me to make it to the NBA, doesn't mean I'm gonna forget about the groups of people where I came from. So I'm just trying to help as much as I possibly can, and just ultimately, make the world a better place.
You talked really specifically yesterday about what you want to do now there in Boston, and you were there with kids that are benefiting from your Juice Foundation. They're part of the Bridge program, which I know works.
So already, couple things to unpack already. She mentioned the mother. She mentioned that this entire consciousness that he possesses, his prowess in the NBA and his intelligentsia, gets attributed in one sentence. In one sentence, it's a karate chop. Hiya! In one sentence, a karate chop to the black family. And it's almost forced down his throat. Because it's like you got to pick your battles, right? But it's almost like forced down his throat. A black man. I'm a black man sitting in front of you. I needed a black father to be here. He had a father. It's a whole lineage before me and my black mother. But right in front of my face, as I'm worth $300 million, she decapitates the black family and thusly decapitates me as she decapitates my father. How do I get here? It's like I'm this magical ghost. This is the invisible Negro syndrome. It's like I'm this magical ghost. How did I get here? In one swoop. It's a major interview. My goal is to push forward my organization. Just like Dr. Bob with Arthur Ashe and Althea. The two first black winners of Wimbledon, the first black man, the first black women, both came from similar type of initiatives that this brother has in mind to do. But in order to do so, he needs platforms like this. And the first second before he can say anything, swap to the black father and to the black family. As I watch it, I'm like, I'm a black man. I'm a black man. It's this narrative that we keep talking about that we not talking about. Woo! It's this narrative that I keep talking about that we not talking about. That's allowed to be propagated, is growing. Like God just led me in the beginning to talk about the birds and the bees and how these things grow and become weeds and you can't get rid of them. It's uncontrollable. What makes her, what pushes her to say, to define to a black man who just got a $300 million contract, the black family in such a way? I know from your mother, it's like so demeaning. She doesn't say from your mother and your father, from your long heritage and family and culture, like I am this magical creature. Why don't I have family, heritage? Think about what I've been talking about with the monk mode and all the bullshit. Why am I broken down? Why must I accept that existence before we move forward? Because these young people that we're going to talk about would not need that. We talk about every day. I've been saying and shouting about the single parenthood. And they want to champion it. And the single parenthood is the number one driver of everything that this initiative hopes to fix. And I'm not saying single mother, I said single parenthood because that's what the data says. It's the number one driver of incarceration, poverty, low test scores, all correlated. We watching Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics. 20-year-old young man just received a $300 million contract over 5 years. Congratulations, young brother. So he's being interviewed. I stopped the tape because he's being interviewed by this individual. And this individual, I feel like, insulted him and his father and his father's legacy. And she's going to move on to pretend like she's astonished and lacks understanding to the strife and the ill. Y'all need to read between the lines and hear what's not being said. Why everybody's so excited to promote this plan?
Works with STEM education. First of all, why did you want to do that news conference there in front of them?
I think, education is one of the most powerful devices that we have, and it's one of the ways that, our social mobility is being controlled at a very early age. So being able to have my students there who are participating in my MIT program, to get to learn directly from MIT professors, MIT scientists, NASA astronauts, you get to directly, benefit from, those stories and those life lessons. So my goal is to build the next leaders, the next generational leaders of the world. And I feel like with the Bridge program, that's what I'm doing. And
so now what? With this deal that you have signed, what is the next step that you want to take in trying to, I know you talked about yesterday, bridging the wealth gap there. What do you want to do next?
I want to launch a project to bring Black Wall Street to Boston. I want to help bridge the wealth gap. Here, the wealth disparity is top 5 in the U.S. every single year here in Boston. Nobody really talks about it, and I definitely want to put some projects together. And I think it'll stimulate the entire economy and bring everyone up at the same time. So that's the goal that I want to do. I want to bring Black Wall Street to Boston.
How difficult a task is that for you?
It'll take some work. It'll be, a multi-year plan. But I think with the right political leaders,
we have our next discussion point. So again, to recap, the gentleman is Jaylen. He plays for the Boston Celtics. He's 20-something years old. He just received a $300 million contract. He's receiving this platform in this major interview on a global stage to ask him and to give him the opportunity to tell people what he wants to do now that he's received the largest contract in NBA history. He received over 5 years, over $300 million, which makes him the receiver of the largest contract in NBA history, is what they're reporting. This is what the NBA wants you to know. The NBA also wants you to know that he has a program in a foundation called the Juice Foundation. It reminds me a lot of what I heard about with Tampa Bong, right? And he worked with UC Berkeley, and now he's working with MIT in a program called Bridge. Now, yesterday, if you're paying attention to the Perfect Timing podcast, yesterday we did a story, right, where we talked about research and scientists saying that America's top leaders come from Ivy League schools like Stanford and MIT, who was included in the study. This study found that because America's leaders overwhelmingly, over 80 to 90% CEOs and presidents and senators, judges, lawyers come from these Ivy League schools, it's imperative that we alter admission standards to make the Ivy League schools reflect the leadership, so that the reflect the population of the leadership that we want, if we want diversity within American leadership. And what they said is, by changing the admission standards, we can do that. And what I said is, if you really listen to the story, because what actually happened is, per the data said we have to change admission standards, and we can change admission standards. And if we do, what we will be able to do is change the makeup of American leadership if we change admission standards. Well, I told people what we did yesterday, what SCOTUS did, is they changed admission standards. That's exactly what they did. They had changed admission standards, except they didn't change admission standards to benefit the dominant woke culture. No, they didn't. They adjusted the mission standards so that it's going to have an adverse effect, as the data and the science presented, that if you fudge with these admission standards, it's going to have a direct correlation to the leaders in America. So the leaders in America, despite whiteness is declining, first year that's under 60%, because I heard Charlie Kirk say that the other day. But Charlie Kirk is the reason that they're saying these numbers is because they are in decline. This is why Charlie Kirk is acting the way he's acting. That's why he's saying what he's saying, because they are in decline. It's the first year that there's less than 60%. So they're saying these numbers. The most money ever for an NBA contract is what the NBA wants you to know about Jalen. $300 million. And they also want you to know that he wants to spend the money on the black community, not the NBA. The NBA received $24 billion from ESPN and NBC and the networks. Everybody running around saying that this is so much money, it's too much money. The NBA received $24 billion from ESPN and the networks in order to put their shit on their TV. And they give Jalen agrees at 20 years old. Remember how you were at 20 years old. He's in his mid-20s, right? To give him $300 million, and then Jalen, you're going to have a platform. They knew already before Jalen got the money that he had an option to go Supermax, and that he had, so everybody's working in conjunction. He had this program already, right? And now he gets the money, and what did he say he want to do? So he said he want to create, he said he want to create Black Wall Street. So Jalen, he said he want to create Black Wall Street. So I don't know if she was ready to hear. We got the juice. We got the juice. We with you with the juice, Jalen. We got the juice. So you got juice, you got bridge, and then it's like, okay, you got the juice program for the kids, you got the bridge program for the kids. The bridge program is to show inner city blacks, how to get, into elite schools, to affect the admissions, you know what I'm saying? Because we all understand, this is the whole thing about a billionaire paying the tuition. Everybody understand it's a fight for leadership. The fight over affirmative action at the elite Ivy League, PWI, collegiate level is not about Harvard. It's about leadership. It's about what leadership will look like in America in the next progression of America. As I talked to you yesterday about having a 90-year-old king as America enters in decline, as stated by Bill Gates, that America won't be a superpower in 2030. So all of these things are happening at the same time. The NBA gets $24 billion for putting the TV on, right? Everybody in the NBA is black. Now, this ain't ticket sales. This ain't shoes. This ain't clothes. This ain't nothing. This, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just think like this. This ain't nothing. This is just from this ain't the video game. Nothing how they put, this ain't Pepsi, right? This ain't Bud Light, whoever they beer, because they might not fuck with Bud Light no more. Right? This is the money from the networks, $24 billion. And so you gotta think about the complexity is this. So the NBA gets $24 billion plus all this other money, right? The NBA is the biggest, worth the most, brought in the most money, right? The NBA brought in the most money. Do I have that? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I might have. I don't know if I have that. They brought in the most money. The NFL brought in the NBA brought in the most money over the NFL and the MLB. But they don't have the Juice Initiative, and they're not bringing Black Wall Street to Boston. They're not dealing with the wealth gap, despite everybody being black in the NBA. Right? They're not doing that, right? They're not doing that. But no, we're gonna put up Jalen, this 20-year-old, right? We're gonna put up Jalen, this 20-year-old. And then he could fight the battle. He could fight the battle. It's not funny. It's not funny, but you know, that's what they saying, right? Yeah, it kind of don't make sense, right? Do it make sense? It don't make sense to me. I was looking for something. I had some information, but it's not that information. I had read that information earlier. So y'all just gotta take my word on it on that one. But everybody knows, and you've heard before, that the NBA is the biggest right now, above everybody, NFL, everybody. So, and that was just one of the stats that I read earlier about the $24 billion from the televisions. And so I just thought I would juxtapose that because I thought it was funny that the NBA is making a buttload of billions. They give him $300 million. Everybody cries because they actually want free labor from blacks. That's what it really is about. That's basically what it boils down to. If you look at the percentages of how much blacks take home compared to people who don't actually play basketball, it amounts to free labor because everything is designed to be based on this slave system where they built everything on the style of free labor. So if you look at how many black boys play basketball every day and you equate it to YouTube, how many black men are on YouTube who want to be able to make money on YouTube? How many black boys play basketball across the country for 300 jobs in the NBA, but they're not actually hiring for 300 jobs every year, but that's how many jobs there are. I don't think there are 300 prominent black male YouTubers. But think about the design. Have anybody ever thought about that? I know we talk a lot about, having the kids not try to play basketball because of these numbers. So a lot of people understand these numbers, that there are only 300 jobs and there are millions of little black boys playing basketball, wearing Michael Jordan shoes, believing they can play in the NBA, and they are hella good basketball players, but there's only 300 positions. And I don't know how many times, if anybody is telling the little boys at all of the AAUs, all the practices, all of the money and the time spent by all the single mothers who believe that they will have a $300 million son who disregard the father and the family and the legacy because of this hoop dream. And the NBA brings in billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. I know a lot of people will look at this and laugh and say, Black Wall Street, ha, 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 and he wants to help the inner city kids. What I see is the NBA is not just allowing him to say this. The NBA is already approved this message. This message is approved. Like, this is an approved message from the NBA. So what I extrapolate from that is, and my problem is that the NBA is okay with this young 20-year-old man taking on the issues of the fucking Black community. Get the fuck out of here. What the fuck kind of shit is that? No, at 20 years old, he's a star basketball player. Yes, we have these problems. We just had this thing with affirmative action. We just had this thing with student loan forgiveness. Yes, we're dealing with this new separation going on in America. I just showed you statistics yesterday that this racial division at the highest point since George Floyd is higher than any time right now. So yes, we have all this going on, but is it the responsibility of this young 20-year-old man? I say no. And the NBA, who's bringing in billions of dollars, who's 90% Black, from the coaches to the players, except of course the head coaches and the owners, those are the only ones not Black. Brings in billion. They prop him up, is my opinion, allegedly. He has $300 million. He's a very young man, 20 years old, and he is going to champion Blacks and young inner city poverty, getting these kids into elite schools. That's his first two things on his list with his $300 million. Look what they did to Robert, who tried to, with billions, right? And then the last thing, like, he got billions. The last thing he said, I want to bring Black Wall Street to Boston. We're one of the most racist. The reason why Black Wall Street, is, like he said, one of the highest disproportionate gaps of disparity amongst racial wealth, is because of the racial issues within Boston and the history of racial issues in Boston. So bring it, it's deeper than bringing Black Wall Street as far as business and politics. It's dealing with the culture of actual, what we said the other day when I was trying to get across, what actual white culture is what he will run into in Boston.
Select the leaders, also with help of the NBA Players Association and Think 450 and our brotherhood. I think that we can get the job done. I think that it's 2023, and I think that we got the ability, the resources, the mind frame to do so. So I'm excited for the new challenge, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Jalen, real quickly before I let you go, one thing that you want to get for yourself with this brand new contract that you just signed, anything?
I don't know. You know, I might get a new car. You know, let's start there. I might get a new car, so we'll see.
All right. Well, we appreciate the time. You really do amazing work there in Boston. I know I see it first.
I might get a new car. Thank you, brother. He knew what they wanted to hear. He knew what they wanted to hear. I might get a new car. He not getting no new car. With those type of ambitions, his goals, his actual job, he's not concerned. He don't drive. He's a professional NBA player. He don't drive. That interview, I mean, you could unpack how much he got paid, but that interview was a cold one. That's why I picked that. It was a couple interviews where he talked about this, where he made the announcement about the money in this. He talked about this this Juice Foundation, right? But this interview, I picked this interview especially for the way, let's go back to how she addressed for me, I felt like she attacked fatherhood and the Black family.
To the community. Why is that so important to you to make sure that you are giving back? Right away said the first thing you thought of when you signed this record-setting contract was giving back education resources they may not have had otherwise. And Jaylen Brown joins us now from Boston. Jaylen, good morning. Congratulations to you. I want to start with where you started yesterday in signing your deal. You right away said the first thing you thought of when you signed this record-setting contract was giving back to the community. Why is that so important to you to make sure that you are giving back?
Well, I think that being an athlete, you have a lot of influence in your community, and if you use it responsibly, I think you can make the world a better place.
I know that's something that your mother has instilled in you from just reading. Your mom said no matter how well you play the game, basketball is what you do. It's not who you are. Who you are is measured by the mark you leave on the world. What is the mark that you...
Right there. That right there stuck with me. That right there stuck with me. The inference, right? Did you see? And you see his bodily reaction. I had a visceral reaction. He had a reaction. Like, you talk to my mom, and my mom told you that like that. My mom told you that she taught me that, and that's why I'm doing this. You're equating that, like you're forcing that down my throat. You talk to my mom. Did you talk to my dad? You talk to my grandfather, my uncle, any man in my life? Like, you think maybe there's a Black man outside of this matriarchy, this gynocracy that influenced me to have the ideas that helped me learn how to play basketball? You're not asking me who taught me how to play basketball, who took me to practice. You said you talked to my mom. And you said I learned this from my mom. And my mom taught me. She didn't allow him to say it. Let's play it again. She put the words in his mouth. He said, as an athlete, you have a lot of influence and a responsibility. If you use that influence, you could affect change. That's very simple, very plain, very astute. I like that. As an athlete and a celebrity, I got influence, and I'm a responsible person. So if I use it wisely, I can affect change. She goes right to, I know your mama said, boy. Didn't your mama tell you, boy? Boy? I know your mama said, boy, you're not just a basketball player, boy. Boy, when you come in this house, boy, bow to your mama, boy, when you come in this house, boy. The inference.
What is the mark that you want to leave there? Who you are is measured by the, no matter how well you play the game. Reading, your mom said, no matter how well you...
World a better place.
I know that's something that your mother has instilled in you from just reading. Your mom said, no matter how...
I know that's something. I know that's something that your mother instilled in you. Yeah, he didn't say that. I know that's something your mother instilled in you.
Well, you play the game. Basketball is what you do. It's not who you are. Who you are is measured by the mark you leave on the world. What is...
Basketball is not what you do. Who you are is what... God, dog, man. Really, man. Really, you can't make this up, man. You can't make this up, man. So I just, I didn't like that. I didn't like $300 million, and this is how you still get treated. It's so much to unpack there. But I love the way he handled it, man. Congratulations to you on your contract, brother. Thank you for your tenacity, your initiatives, your goals. I pray a covering over you. May you be successful in all your endeavors, young brother. Again, congratulations. And I don't mean no disrespectful to you or to your mom. As a black man and black father, you about the same age as one of my sons, so I take it personal. So I just had to say that, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mean, I think you did an excellent job, son. You didn't say anything derogatory against your mother or your father. I just take offense to the way this lady put words in your mouth, even if they were true, son, even if they were true. Let's say it was true. I don't like the inference. I don't like her taking away your ability to have your own voice. If you wanted to give your mother the flowers at this point in time, that was upon you. And why couldn't your identity come from you? As a godly, divine person. Have you seen me play basketball? They just gave me $300 million. This was my idea. My mother did a good job raising me, but as a black man, this is what I think and feel. Why would you attribute and tear me down before you allow me to speak? Would you do that to a woman? Would you, if I were a woman in front of you at the WNBA, all perfect. All perfect. Excellent. See, God is good. I didn't even mean to go there. If I were a woman, I didn't even know I was going to go here, y'all. If I were a woman and the WNBA, a black woman, hey, let's keep going. If I were a black woman and I just got 300 and I got the biggest contract ever in the WNBA, would you start off the interview and I said, I want to help little black girls, huh? Would you start off the interview by saying, I know you learned that? I can't even get it. I can't get it out. Help me out. Help me out. I can't get it out. I can't get it out. Hold on. Shit. Oh, fuck. Hey, if I was a black girl, the black girls who just won them championships, and I just got 300 million, the most money ever a black woman ever got playing sports, would you start off the interview after learning that what I'm going to do with my $300 million is help the community? Would you start off the interview and say, Takesha, that's very admirable of you, Takesha. Can you put the baby down for a second? Takesha, I want to ask you a question. Can you tell your baby and you tell your son to hold the baby for a minute? Takesha, I know that you learned this from your father. And your father taught you, Takesha. Your father taught you that you're not the ball. You're not the ball, Takesha. You are more than the basketball. Ain't that why? Ain't that why, Takesha? Ain't that why, Takesha? Oh, shit. Ain't that why, Takesha? Ain't that why? Oh, man. Okay. Let's go to the next story. That was funny, man. That was funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. Let's say my joke is funny, but it's an excellent way to highlight my perspective. And I say again, I'm perfect, I'm not right. You don't have to agree with me. I don't have to be right. But my perspective is, just to help you see it from my perspective, if that were a black woman in 2023 and she had received a huge contract, do anyone believe that the reporter would start off the interview attributing her kindness and her generosity and charity to her black father? That's my issue. That's my issue. I don't believe. I'm gonna say no. Say hell no. So so much so I think it's fucking funny to even ask the question. Right? I think it's funny to even ask the question. I think it's a great way to expose the hypocrisy of what we just saw. And that's the type of shit people don't like. That's a great way. And that's why I'll be praying and thanking God, because I could have a perspective. I it can be sounding perfect and everything, but I love being able to turn shit on its head. And when God provide me that intelligence and insight to show people like, okay, perfect, you think you right. That's the way you see it. Okay, yeah, that's the way I see it. But let me give you this to think about, to chew on this. If that were a black woman, does anybody think for one iota that the interviewer would say, I attribute your generosity, your charity, and your character and demeanor to your black father? So you could say you're wrong, perfect. You're reading a lot into it, perfect. You don't know what happened with the mom. I'm saying the young brother was not allowed to speak. Those were not his words. If you are a professional, if you are a professional watching this, because a lot of big YouTubers watch my show and they understand how to interview. If you've ever done panel interviews, you don't have to be a professional YouTuber. You could just understand debate and speech. You could just be like one of the Sir Ism panelists and understand game and how to put words into a motherfucker mouth and make them think they said something that they didn't say. This is the epitome of when people say, don't put words in my mouth. Have you ever heard or have you ever said to someone, do not put words in my mouth? I'm not disputing whether or not his mother gave him that fundamental lesson. His mother very well may have gave him that fundamental lesson, but attributing his dreams and aspirations after playing so well in the Boston Celtics that he achieved supermax status, that his goal of bringing Black Wall Street to Boston after playing in Boston, I don't know if he's from Boston, that's because of his mama, the Juice Foundation. That's because of his mama, the Bridge. That's because of his mama. And it very well may be, but dag nabbit, can he have his own freaking frack voice? Can he have his voice? I want him to have his voice. He's intelligent enough to secure $300 million. This is what they did. This is what they do to us. He's intelligent enough to secure a $300 million contract. He's intelligent enough to create the Juice Foundation. He's intelligent enough to understand the Bridge Foundation that he created, like Tampa Bong. He's a bridge for inner city kids. Tampa Bong get paid. You have to pay Tampa Bong. But he said with his free time and his money, he's going to do what Tampa Bong does for free for poor kids in the inner city. That's what his bridge program is. Listen to Tampa Bong. Listen to Hot Sauce. He's going to prepare kids who may not never get an ACT, SAT, PSAT, who may not never get Kaplan training, can't afford it, who may not never go on a college tour, who may not never go on a college tour, who may not never go on a college tour. He's going to pay for them to go on college tours. That's what bridge programs are and do. But most of the time, they cost a lot of freaking frack dollars. So his bridge program is getting those kids, just like Dr. Bob, with tennis, closer to proximity of power. It's a proximity of power. It's a proximity of power. It's the pleasure principle. It's a principle of pleasure. It's the present principle. It's the proximity to power. It's the proximity to power. That's the proximity. The proximity, that's the prep. Remember, Matt? Remember she was doing the prep? It's the proximity to power. It's the proximity to power. That's what it's about, brothers. Got to sing it to you so you understand it. It's about the proximity to power. My show on tennis, the bridge program, people like Tampa Bong. Why would a rich millionaire actress hire someone like Tampa Bong to get their child prepared to get into it. It's the proximity to power. They already got millions, perfect. It's the proximity to power. It's the pleasure principle. Oh, you gotta get your shoulder. Who has shoulder pads? Who mama has shoulder pads? It's the pleasure principle. Oh, with the mushroom. Oh, get your shoulder going. It's the principle of pleasure. It's the pleasure. Proximity to power. It's the proximity to power. Oh, proximity to power. Sing it. Sing it to your kids. Get your kids mad. Dad, stop singing that damn song. Okay, bitch. Then get your ass into college. Go to the practice. Practice, get a good test score, because I know you're more intelligent than those people, but you got to get this test score. I know it's bullshit. Baby, but you got to get this test score. And then when you get in there, you could do what Michelle Obama did. Can you do that for daddy? I can do that, daddy. Because the people who go here are the presidents. The people who go here are the senators. A lot of people will tell you, fuck college because of the debt. Fuck college because of the debt. They will scare you with the debt and with the money and all of these things. But baby girl, the people who go here are the leaders, the CEOs, the presidents, and the senators. And I love you. Your father loves you. Jalen created this bridge program because he loves and he understands the proximity to power. A lot of people don't get it. Like, what's the big deal? Why do we need to go to college? Why do we need to go to Harvard? Perfect. Temple Bong, hot sauce. What is it? They don't get it. They don't understand the Ivy League privilege. Why do we need to go to it? They don't get it. If they would be surprised to know that 80 to 90% of your CEOs, your presidents, your senators go to these one schools. And you would be like, well, fuck, we need more diversity in these schools. Yeah, motherfucker, we do. And that's why you should be paying attention when the Supreme Court is saying what they're saying. And they're now saying test scores is going to be the number one thing to get you in these places when they champion single parenthood. I said single parenthood. I didn't say single motherhood. I said they champion single parenthood. And test scores, I just showed the story yesterday, are directly related to high income. High income is two-parent households. High income is families, monk mode, Barbie girl ninjas. High income are two-parent households. High test scores correlates to high income two-parent households. I'm not making it up. That's why he's doing the bridge program. That's why he's doing the bridge. To the bridge. To the bridge. I'll break it up, break it down. That's why he's doing the bridge program. And I see the chat, but I'm not paying attention to the chat because I'm doing my show. So if you feel some type of way because I don't address your comment right away, then feel the way you need to feel. But I'm working. I appreciate the comments in the chat, but if you love me and you want the show to continue going well, then you guys converse amongst yourself in the chat and send me your prayers and support via Cash App so that I know that I'm doing a good job and I continue moving forward with the show and not addressing the children in the chat who feel like everything they say need to be addressed by the host. Okay? I love you. Continue to converse within the chat and continue to support. Okay? But don't act like children. Thank you very much. So we're going to go to Plies. It's going to be funny, but I believe it's relevant and impactful.
And dear motherfucking light people, this is my last motherfucking month paying $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Well, Mr. Washington, the system is fighting so much harder to keep your house cool. Fuck a system! I fight hard every motherfucking day. Come telling me about how hard a motherfucking system fight. It's supposed to motherfucking fight. Mr. Washington, you ever thought about getting a smaller place? You ever thought about getting some lower motherfucking rates? A motherfucking smaller place. Fuck small. Now I'm on my motherfucking way now. I sleep in my motherfucking cars before I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. Fuck about this shit. The motherfucking piss me off. Ain't no motherfucking way no light supposed to be this motherfucking high.
Cut him off. Cut him off. One more time.
And dear motherfucking light people, this is my last motherfucking month paying $1,200 for some motherfucking light.
Tell him, Plies.
Mr. Washington, the system is fighting so much harder to keep your house cool. Fuck a system. I fight hard every motherfucking day.
Every day on the podcast.
Telling me about know how hard a motherfucking system fight.
Tell me
It's
about it.
supposed to motherfucking fight. Mr. Washington, you ever thought about getting a smaller place? You ever thought about getting some lower motherfucking rates? A motherfucking smaller place. Fuck small.
Tell him.
Now I'm on my motherfucking way now. I sleep in my motherfucking cars before I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off.
How much?
Cut them off.
Cut him off.
Fuck about this shit.
Hold on.
The mother.
Hold on.
Fuck about this shit. The motherfucking $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. $100 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off.
Cut him off. Come cut him off. Cut him off. Plies is hot today. Hey, hold on.
Now I'm on my motherfucking way now. I sleep in my motherfucking cars before I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. Sleep in my motherfucking cars before I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off.
Come cut him off.
Cut them off. I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off. Fuck about this shit. The motherfucking piss me off. Ain't no motherfucking way no light supposed to be this motherfucking high. I pay y'all $1,200 for some motherfucking lights. Come cut them off. Cut them off.
Come cut him off. Cut him off. Come cut him off. Cut him off. So that's a little comic relief for the because I get a little serious. But it's funny, but it's not funny. Because I don't know how you want to look at it, Plies being a millionaire or, even if you don't want to say he's a millionaire, what if you say moderately, you know, and $1,200 is a concern to him. I find it funny because we just talked about yesterday what real high value is, and compared to like what women say how much they want, and the entry level into that lifestyle is $600,000. And I broke down to you how $600,000 a year is not even enough money and not a lot of money. But it's a lot of money in proportion to the lifestyle that we live, right? Because I said to you, it's like $60,000 a month. And then understanding that type of lifestyle, understanding that the people who make $600,000 a year are in debt because they're living beyond their means, because to them, the lifestyles that you see, you don't really understand how much they really cost. Which is why someone would get paid $600,000 a year. You don't really understand how much a new Mercedes costs. And your wife wants a new Mercedes. You want her to have a new Mercedes because you guys are a member of that club that I told you about when we did the show about tennis. And that's the kind of car you drive to that club. Your daughter drives a BMW to that club to play tennis, even as a 16-year-old. It's a different life. How much is the car nut? Just your every month, how much is your nut living that lifestyle for your wife's car who doesn't work? Your child, the insurance, shout out to Alonzo Hall. And then your car also you purchased, like Alonzo Hall got his car. Congratulations, Alonzo. If you know, like lawyers and surgeons, the car is important. If you even if you in the streets, when you hire your lawyer, we judge the lawyer by the lawyer's car. It's important. The lawyer car is important. So when you're dealing with real estate, when you're going to go buy a house, when you meet a lot of the people in your family who get into real estate and they start selling real estate and they come through with this flashy car, and you be like, why you got this car? And they be like, yeah, I know. It's kind of like a dickhead car, right? But to be this style of lawyer, to be this style of stockbroker to where people want to give me their money, to be this type of real estate agent to where people want to buy this level of home from me, I need this dickhead car. So it's part of it, right? That understanding is part of it. So your car, to achieve this, and I mean, I know a lot of people that's like, if you're not hyper successful, it's like it's not worth it. In some of these areas, you become a different style of stockbroker or lawyer, and you see them when you go to court. It's not a bad lawyer; it's just a different style of lawyer, right? And so because it becomes not feasible to maintain that type of suit that lawyer needs. If you watch Suits, my wife is in the Suits, right? But if you in the streets, then you really see and understand this a lot of times on a different level. Like, you see in the courtroom, you see the different suits, you see the different suitcases, the different briefcases, the different everything. It's like, damn, your lawyer briefcase is falling apart. You realizing how much a briefcase actually costs, how much a suit actually costs. This is all part of the toolkit to be a lawyer. Like, fuck, like, damn, like, okay, lawyer, you gotta make some money. You gotta make a good amount of money to be a lawyer, right? So you got this car because you're a lawyer or a doctor, someone who can make $600,000 a year, you know? And so you got this car, your wife got a car, and the daughter. It's like what, 10, 15,000 a month. Let's say 10,000 a month. Let's say each car. My partner, he had a 5 Series. It was 1,000 a month. So let's say everybody car, the 2 cars, they got like, let's say 1,500, 3,000. Your car may be like, let's say your car is maybe 25. So let's say altogether your nut for the cars might be like $5,000, right? Plus insurance, just for the cars. You ain't even got to your mortgage yet, and the tuition for her school and the membership, right? 60,000 a month is all you got. So we got 5,000, and you got home insurance, life insurance. Let's throw in another 1,500 for the insurance. It's like 6,500. And then let's say your mortgage, let's say that's light. I mean, I just told you I got some friends that need to find a place. They found a place, but it's in the regular neighborhood, gangs, drugs, violence, not great schools, 3,000 a month. So you making 60,000 a month, so you want to live $1 million lifestyle. You're not making $1 million a year, 600,000 a year, but you in America, right? So you need to live that $1 million lifestyle. So your rent gonna be not 3,000 a month, right? So how much is your rent? If the regular rent to live in a regular life in 2023 is 3,000, and I make 600,000 a year, and someone who makes 30,000 a year is being asked to pay 3,000 a month. What do I think I want to pay, and what my wife want to pay? And how much do they charge in the neighborhood we want our kid to go to, this public school we want our kid to go to? What y'all think? How much y'all think? Let's say triple the 3,000. If we triple the 3,000, that's 9,000. If we triple the 3,000, that's 9,000. We're already at above 15,000 a month. For everybody talking about high value man, how much does he need to make? So if we triple the 3,000 a month, and that's assuming that gets you somewhere decent, right? That gets you the $1 million lifestyle that she's gonna want. If you triple the 3,000, right? You haven't bought food, and now you understand why Plies is upset with $1,000 light bill, because he's adding up his nut every month. Even as a millionaire, he's thinking, how long will I be a millionaire? How long will I be able to maintain this $1 million lifestyle if I'm being charged thousands of dollars a month? Okay, I'm not an Apple person. Now, we talked about the car insurance, and the mortgage. We haven't talked about any other bills. Come on now. We haven't talked about this is for that $1 million lifestyle. We talked about the cars, the mortgage, and we not even really at $1 million lifestyle, y'all. We had like just giving the appearance. Like if you got like regular people in your family, they gonna think you rich, but you're not really rich, right? $9,000. I'm giving you modest numbers, right? $5,000 a month on cars, $9,000 a month on your mortgage, and we haven't added in the home insurance, the employees. You know, you have employees when you have a big home, right? You're gonna have cleaning staff. You're gonna have someone to do your landscaping. So how much is your monthly nut? We ain't even getting into all that. We just talked about the cars and the mortgage. We already have $15,000 a month. So I was just bringing up, I'm not an Apple person, because the whole conversation is about Plies, right? The whole conversation is about Plies. Hold on, you guys. I got something for you guys. Hold on, you guys. I got something for you guys. Hold on a second. Just a second. Got something for you. Hold on, let's go back to that. Let's go back to that. Hold on a second.
Up three. Up three. I just wanna stay rich, I swear. Dance on these bricks, I swear. Count money, fuck on my bitch, I swear. My young boy empty whole clips, I swear. Stay rich, I swear. Whole bricks, I swear. 36, I swear. Footprints, I swear. Stay rich, I swear. Big bricks, I swear. 36, I swear. I just wanna count money, cook bricks, I swear. I'm the one that brought the powder up. Hopped out in the Prada talking to my dog. He said that boy was lacking at the party, so he shot it up. Fuck around and do Ezekiel Elliott numbers. I'm the type break a key to the telly and pump it. Paranoid, I think that these niggas telling us something. Paranoid, I think that they tapped the celly or something. I ain't saying nothing. Sucking niggas. The untouchable boy, you ain't fucking with us. Last night I got a call from my store. She said you took my name, turned my handle, got me that I know I should be grateful, but I don't want these kids to come in after you to think this shit a joke. Spill powder on my face and they don't even wipe me off. Bring these extra niggas around that I know won't follow code. Treat me like these other hoes. Get me high, turn me on. I should be on medium low. You know how I go. Ice hit the hot Pyrex and it break like in your song. Now he lost, money gone, the fuck this yay up. He still owe that cash, how he gon' pay up? Digging glass up on my eye, but really he the one can't see. I be here between these counters when they come and grab the team. I'm just trying to help you eat. I watch they mamas and they grandmamas stand in front of me and cry and say that they need to get their shit together. All them niggas round can't buy a brick together, cause y'all don't listen never. Or they listening to niggas like you that talk all that shit and think that it's gonna come that easy too. Tell them how I used to help you turn 14 to 32 when all you had was your re-up, tunnel vision and no jewels or that investigation room. That's when you find out who your friends is, when you stop giving a fuck about the money and the business, when you wish you stayed low and kept them niggas out your business. Why you don't tell them that? That's before all of the bricks, all the fountain blue cabanas, all the Hellcats. Call me back. Call me back. Call me back. Fuck me so good, make Jesus smile.
Call me back. Call me back. That boy Stove Guy Cook speak cooking, boy. Cooking. Stove Guy Cooks in the building, man. We got one more topic today. We did players, plies, and now we got politics, man. Let me take down my banner, man. We talked about the youngster, man. Shout out, congratulations to the youngster for the 300 million, man. 300 milli over 5 years. How much is that a year? So if you look at I don't want that. If you look at like, so I was doing my research on like who makes the most. How much is that a year? It's over 5 years, 300 million. So it's not 100 million a year. It's gonna be like what, like 70 million a year, 70 and 70, 75 would be 150. So 4 years at 75 would be the 300. So it's not quite 75. So it's like 60 million. So that's why they say he the highest paid, because when I did my research, what I found is the most highest paid people is like 43 million in the MLB and shit like that. Let me see. I got. So it's substantial, but it's I don't know. These numbers are old because it doesn't include Deshaun Watson, because Deshaun Watson just got similar money. Congratulations. but it's worthy taking a look. So, highest paid MLB player is 43 million. And then you go 43 million, 40 million, 38 million, 35 million. I don't follow the top 14, 30 million, right? All the way down. Everybody 20 mil. Everybody 20. This a year's salary. This salary in the baseball. This is why I want to compare, because you're gonna hear a lot of people saying it's too much money. Wow, all that money, but just comparatively. And now the NBA. Now remember what we said about the NBA? How much money the NBA makes? They get way more money, right? They get way more money. So this is what they make in baseball, right? And this ain't Keyshawn, this ain't Jamal, this ain't Jalen. You see that? Ain't no Jalen's, ain't no Keyshawns, ain't no Jamals at 43 million, 40. It's Justin and Max and Aaron. The players is Justin, Max, and Aaron. Hey, it's always a distraction. People don't be paying attention to the right shit. Let's see. That was the MLB salaries. Did this show anything else? I think this just showed MLB salary. I wanted to compare MLB salaries to NBA salary. So that's MLB salary. And then other articles have stated that the NBA has the percentage, the highest paid players, right? So it's like I think it's like 7 million. They say NBA averages, and then I think it's MLB and then NFL, or NFL and the MLB was 6 million and 2 million. Yeah, the NFL I think is 2 million. MLB is like 6 million. So they say the NBA players on average make more money than anyone else, and that's appropriate because the NBA is the grosses the most money, right? Now, in this article, it had LeBron James as the highest earner at 31 million, but right under that, look at who you have right under that. That's worthy of discussing, right? Right under that, you got MLB player Kershaw at 32. So for some reason, the 32 is less. I got my glasses on. So I see 31 and then I see 32, but for some reason he's below James as the highest paid, even though I see a 32 there. Wow. I just had to get close enough to see it. I see 31 million by James, 32 by Kershaw. So they must be saying contractually James may make more, or maybe they count this. I don't know, because they do special math when you're black, right? But it has James as the highest payer, even though this young man is making more in the MLB. And then there's hockey at 14. And then you got Drew Brees in the NFL. You know, you don't have a lot of white players in the NFL, but the white players are the highest paid in the NFL up until Deshaun Watson. Shout out to that brother. So 34 million. And then this soccer, or is that baseball again? MLB was 7 million. Kaka, I don't know who that is. So this is what they're saying. The average salary for the NBA at the time of this article was 6 million. This 2016 to 2017. This is pre everything that took place. The world just changed, right? Yesterday's price is not today's price. So that's what this was at this time. The MLB was 4 million. So at this time, the NBA was 6 million. Baseball was 4 million. This is an average salary a year, right? And then the hockey was 2.9 million. And the NFL was at the bottom below hockey. And I think about this with CTE. This is sad. Think about the NFL. The NFL used to be number one. The NFL got to be in dollars from revenue from from NBC and ESPN, similar to basketball. It's got to be up there, right? It's we all know it's like those are the two number one sports right now. So to have the NFL at the bottom, right, with these $1 billion stadiums, it's a $1 billion game we in now, and the average salary for the NFL is $2 million. That's ridiculous, right? This is what we're talking about with free labor. It equates to free labor. And then you got sports, which is huge. I mean, MLS, the soccer, which is global. MLS is global. Or is this like the American version? But soccer is like the biggest thing in the globe, $1 billion franchise, right? And they say their average salary is $300,000. The highest paid is $7 million. The highest paid over here for football is $32 million with Drew Brees. The highest paid in hockey is 14 million, and the highest paid in baseball is 32. But I just contradicted that with the other one because everybody was making 43 to 40 million. So that tell you how much things have changed since what happened in the past couple of years. This going up by damn near 15% because they like at 43 million over there right now. So, and then this brother just got paid upwards of 60 million, but still the NBA is on the top. And so this is what I was saying earlier about those numbers, just to support what we talked about earlier. The league's 9-year deal, $24 billion TV agreement with ESPN TNT reached in 2014. The current average NBA salary is $6 million. So compare that. Like we did the math. Let's do the math. What's the percentage of $6 million to $24 billion? Anybody want to check for me? What percentage is what percentage is 6 million of what percentage? Doo-doo-doo. Oh man, I need y'all help. I don't know. I think it's like 8% or something like that. They give it to me. So y'all got to do the math. But for me, it's a fraction, right? 6 million of 24 billion. It sounds good if you're on welfare, right? But it's a fraction. It's a fraction of 24 billion that they split up. And like I said before, this TV agreement doesn't represent all of the revenue that the teams get. This doesn't represent the ticket sales. It doesn't represent the memorabilia, all of those different things. You know what I'm saying? The boxes, the VIP, someplace like the Madison Square Garden or the Staples Center where they're selling floor seats for $100,000 a seat. And I don't know. That could be modest. I don't know. And then got playoff games going for $1 million a seat. You know what I'm saying? So think about we're not that 24 billion is just the money that they divide up from the television. This is ESPN TNT. This is in 2014. So this number is probably double, right? So if the average player is making $7, that it's a drop in the bucket. It's a fraction. It's a fraction of what these teams are taking home. It's a fraction. This is the same argument that being waged against the colleges because this is a similar allocation goes to the colleges because more people watch the March Madness and the Final Four. That's what I talked about with March Madness in the Final Four. When we talk about Ivy Leagues and we talk about colleges, and this young man, Jalen, understanding all of this and why he created the Bridge program, because like I said, the Final Four and sweetheart deals like this is what is funding the Ivy League. Let's take away all of that without deals like this, because a similar deal goes to the NCAA. A similar deal goes to the NCAA yearly. This is a contract. A similar deal goes to the NCAA. A similar $1 billion deal goes to the NCAA. And those kids are not compensated and haven't been compensated, never have been compensated. And these billions can't be recouped. As everybody want to shit on reparations, how do you recoup these billions? You shouldn't be showing my son likeness. It shouldn't be no March Madness. It shouldn't be no Final Four. Let the parents and the colleagues go to the game, but you don't need the billions. If you're not going to share the money with the parents and the kids who go through all of this pain and agony, and everybody can't go to the NBA, then it shouldn't be on TV. There should be no March Madness. There should be no Final Four. It only exists because of the Negro. Think about any other race in America allowing something, this robbery, to go on for years and years and years. The Asian parents wouldn't allow it. Billions of dollars, you stealing money from our community, billions of dollars every year, and you don't want to give our sons nothing. Take it off television. What they ended up doing with the video game is they took the video game down. The Final Four and March Madness should not be on fucking television. There should not be no billions of dollars. And when that finally is figured out, right? Because that's why you got all the shit in the game. With kids not finishing school, where you got all the sex. Take them off fucking TV. They shouldn't be fucking celebrities. They should be fucking students. They want the fucking money. They only do it because it's black children. There's nothing else on TV like that getting exploited like that. Man. So that was the 24 billion, but let's go to the last topic, man. I think I'm gonna end it on that. We just gonna do sports. We gonna do players. Players and plies. Players and plies. That's what we gonna name it. Okay. They don't change it somewhere. So we gonna do players and plies. That's what we gonna do. So no, only 2 topics today. Y'all have a good day. We're gonna get up out of here.